I have a hard enough time keeping up with WWE and my other channels, but I do my best to try and dip my toes into other wrestling promotions just to kind of be kept in the now with what's going on. So if you haven't heard, CM Punk has been actually fired from AEW. I'm going to have two links down below just to kind of credit two people that have uploaded some articles. Some of these are rumors and some of them are not. So, quick recap off the top of my head, because this is all the information I got in like literally researching for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So, I did watch AEW All In. I just didn't have time to talk about it, right? As I do predominantly talk about WWE on my channel. So, back in 2015, CM Punk left WWE, as we all remember, on a bit of a sour note. His documented issues with Triple H and Vince McMahon and all that are well documented, as well as this off-the-script pipe bomb, as they call the infamous pipe bomb. He was gone for nearly 7 or 8 years-ish. 7 years. And then he came back to AEW, actually almost to the day, 2 years ago in August of 2021. Within a year, well, within that time, he became champion. He tore his tricep, got suspended again. I can't remember if it was John Moxley that he got into a bit of a heated argument with. I don't recall what happened. Two people were playing hooky in the back, and they got suspended. I just don't remember who it was, and I did look it up. I couldn't find who that was. It was pretty big news at the time. And I was like, well, you know, CM Punk sometimes is well known for his thoughts. He doesn't hold back his opinions and stuff like that. He's very blunt and to the point. And so what happened here in AEW, there's a guy named Jack Perry. He used to go by the name Jungle Boy. They got into an altercation after CM Punk had his match with Samoa Joe, in which he retained his championship belt there. And supposedly, this is what brings us to this article, on top of that, he allegedly lunged at Tony Khan, who owns like the AEW, he's like the Vince McMahon of AEW. Some people were restraining him, so he got physical. He got physical with Jack Perry as well. But before all that happened and CM Punk made his way through the curtains, Miro, you probably remember him as Rusev, the Machka, when he was in, don't ask what that was, when he was in WWE, supposedly just walked up to Punk and said, hey man, what happened with Jack Perry? And it's been said that CM Punk went, you got a problem with me too? You want to take this outside? And I'm thinking to myself, you know, ultimately, in the end, I'm not there. I wasn't there. Maybe I'm biased because this is like one of my favorite people in the whole world. We're like the same age. We're born in the same month. Both our names are Phil. Sadly for me, that's where the similarities end. Yeah, we're born the same year, same everything. It's kind of creepy, but we just, like I said, don't have anything else in common. He's one of my favorite people in the whole world. I've stuck by his side no matter what. And I mean, if I had to be blunt, and this is not to be rude, I would think this is where I wish I could talk to him. Obviously, I'm a nobody. He's not going to talk to me. How many people would want to talk to him? I just ask him, hey, with all due respect, what do you think has been ticking you off the last couple of years? Because in WWE and other places where he's been before, it's one thing for him to be vocal, but to be physical, to be violent, to be like, hey man, you want to take this outside, and it's like not a joke to him. I'm thinking to myself, like, something's going on. Is there trouble back at home? Is there financial issues? You know what I mean? Like, is there something going on? You don't become like, you don't go from being like a Sean Penn and become a Keanu Reeves. That's rare for that to happen, right? Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock are some of the most beloved celebrities on the face of this planet. in the whole universe. Just constant history of just being wonderful human beings. Sean Penn, eh, exactly. Not going to get into all the details there because this is not about him. My point is CM Punk has been, for the most part, from what I understand, vocal, but like a Keanu Reeves in the sense that he's like very calm, very nice with fans, fairly easy to work with. But you don't just become Sean Penn after being like Keanu Reeves. So like something's going on there, and I trying to figure out what that is. I'm guessing a lot of people are trying to figure out what that is. Do you maybe have any thoughts on what that could be? Have you heard anything, even if it's a rumor? One thing is for sure is he went from being suspended, like I said, just barely a year into coming back to AEW, to the world of professional wrestling, to being flat out fired. So 2 incidents in 2 years. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, like, because he was also in MMA for a while. He was in UFC. He did 2 matches. Those didn't go too well. Some people were like, oh, should he go back to UFC? And people were like, oh my God, does he want to embarrass himself? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, so it didn't work out well. But what I do give credit to Phil, CM Punk, credit for is he did it. He had a dream. He pursued that dream. Heaven forbid he didn't turn out to be like Brock Lesnar. He trained, he did the dieting, he took it very seriously. This was not a joke for him, right? And he went twice. It just, didn't work out for him. That doesn't make him anything bad. Most people wouldn't have the balls to step in the ring in UFC or MMA or want to get into a real fight. It's pretty scary for most people. So the fact that he did that at a somewhat later stage of his life, I thought was actually admirable. So the results didn't end up panning out the way he wanted and the way the rest of us fans of his wanted. But that's life. So then there's a rumor, which is now here on Wrestle Talk, which is a fairly reputable website. And I like how the first word in the article is rumored. WWE opponent for CM Punk after reportedly wanting a return at the Royal Rumble. Now, this is a very specific thing. Supposedly in December, very end of 2022, so just a little less than a year ago, it was reported, supposedly, allegedly, that Punk wanted to be at the Royal Rumble, and the person that would throw him over, so he's such a humble guy, he didn't want to win the Royal Rumble, would end up doing a storyline and having a WrestleMania match with the person that would have eliminated him at the Rumble, which would have been Kevin Owens. Could you imagine these two juggernauts on the mic, in the ring, with what these two can do? It would be something else. So yeah, like I said, I love making these videos. I don't always have a lot to say or have a lot of concrete facts or whatever, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention in case you didn't know. And my channel, after all, is all things wrestling, and this is a pretty big deal, right? Physical altercations that are not scripted that lead to a full-blown termination of your contract. Something's going on there. And when you have a multi-million-dollar deal or whatever it is, and you jeopardize that, I don't think CM Punk is just being that. I don't think he's just being a punk who's like, yeah, what do you want? Like I said, you don't just become a prick out of nowhere if you weren't that way before. I hope that he gives an interview. Remember couple years ago, just a few years ago before he joined AEW, he went on with Paige and was it Booker T and a couple of other people on that WWE after show or something where they were just talking and all that. Yeah, I hope that we hear from him, and I'd like to find out what it is that's been making him just so angry and physical to what seems to be as of late in his life. Because again, combing through the past, this isn't the Punk that I'm used to, and I don't think it's the CM Punk that we are all used to if you've been keeping a close eye on his career over the years. So I'm just going to end it here. I shared my piece. He's fired. Jack Perry incident. Okay. Miro, little altercation there. Lunged at Tony Khan. That's the takeaway from that. This is a second thing with AEW in just 2 years. Like I said, he joined in August of 2021 after having left the world of professional wrestling for quite a few years, about 7 years, as he left WWE in 2015. Let me know what you think. And that's pretty much it. As always, if you like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. You didn't like it? A thumbs down will bend it in half, twist it, snap it off in your ass. Alleged details of AEW backstar incident between CM Punk and William Regal. Yeah, it's not looking good. Like, just seems like it's altercation after altercation. And yeah, I don't know. If you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.